Baby, what's going on? Listen, I just could not go to sleep after watching the last episode because I needed to see what was going on. So, oh, excuse my throat. I had to loosen up my sinuses a little bit. So, if it sounds a little groggy, I just had some steam on my throat. Oh, that's what it is. But anyway, American Horror Story, New York, season 11, episode 6. Listen, girl. What? What? I don't care. If y'all don't like it, I like it. I'm liking it thus far, the way that it's unfolding. And you know what it is? I feel like I'm just so into this season because I support my gays, you know what I'm saying? I'm gay, whatever. I support my gays, but it's just so much more better. Anything is better than what was last season. So I'm all the way here for it. But anyway, we get into the episode and it says Fire Island 1981. I said, okay, cool. So that's what we at right about now anyway. We see a whole bunch of boys or whatever, guys, and they're hooking up. And then we see these two particular couple, or I should say this one particular couple. They do or whatever. And so the black guy, he on the bottom, the white guy on the top, and all of a sudden he get a little bit of nick, right? He was like, oh my God, what is that? Like something just fucking nicked me. And so he looked back there. They was like, oh my God, you're bleeding. And so, they digging in the sand, right? And they trying to figure out what it is that nicked him and all that shit. Baby. Why they found somebody head? First of all, they found a bone, and they was like, hold up, is this like a Halloween thing or whatever, left over from Halloween? I said, it could be, y'all do a lot of crazy stuff or whatever, we dress up, we do crazy things. Okay, cool. But then they dig a little bit further because, curiosity done killed the cat. Baby, they done found a fucking mask underneath there, all right? A black mask that look like Big Daddy mask that he be wearing, the leather shit. And then, it was actually a head underneath there. So what wound up happening, I said, oh my God, so who fucking did this, girl? What's going on with this? Baby, it went from that to Hannah up in her office. I said, now how y'all gonna transition like that? How y'all gonna transition like that? No, y'all gotta continue. We gotta come back to this. Who body is that? Is that another victim? Is that a previous victim? What is going on? Has these killings been going on for years? What is happening? Okay. Excuse me, I'm sorry, like I said, my sinuses. So, girl, we get to Hannah up in her office, and she get notified that two gentlemen are outside your office waiting to talk to you. She was like, oh, she doing a little blood workish and everything. She come outside and she see that it is Gino and Patrick. Girl, they trying to decide whether or not they gonna play let Gino ask some questions or whatever because he trying to act like he investigating too. And Patrick want to be real technical about the situation, like, listen, bitch, I'm the cop, you the newspaper reporter. He said, I don't give a damn, we both doing the same thing at this point. So they go up in there, they talking to her, and then at first I thought they was there to see themselves, you know what I'm saying, because of the markings that's on them, that's developing. No, they're there because when the Ascension fire happened, Hannah already said that she took the DNA samples or the blood samples of the gay men that were there, and they want to see the samples, the people that she took, because they feel like one of those people has to be the killer. And of course, Hannah just giving them a little pushback because she want to go buy the book. You know what I'm saying? She not trying to lose her job as it is. She already went around corners by going ahead and getting this research, these samples for this research, and she didn't do it the proper way. And so she don't need further eyes on her or anything, any type of scrutiny or, body looking at her, whatever. So, she said, nah, I can't do that. And they was like, listen, Gino showed her a picture and she looked like, whoa, I know exactly who that is. But I'm not going to say nothing. I can't help you right here, right now, okay? So she didn't really let on that she knew, but she just said, no, I can't help y'all. But you could tell that she knew who it was. Meanwhile, Patrick goes back to work. He winds up coming in, and as he comes in, people looking at him, right? So at this point in time, I understand that, I guess now everybody knows that he is a gay cop, all right? But his partner, I'm sorry, I just literally blanked out. What was that? His partner came over there. That wasn't a glitch. That was a glitch on my part. But no, his partner came over there and he was like, why are we getting calls from the hospital saying that, you up there investigating? Are you still investigating the Mai Tai murder and all this stuff? Or I should say the Mai Tai killer. And he was like, yeah. He was like, I thought we closed the book on that. So now the people up at the hospital thinking that we got them as suspects or under investigation as somebody, it could be somebody that works there. He was like, girl, all I did was ask them questions. So if they want to think that, that's on them. They foolish for that unless they hadn't something. And so old boy was like getting pissed off at him like, man, you can't be doing this. What is your problem? And so at this point, Patrick gets pissed, okay? He was like, you know what? I'm still going to investigate this shit. Leave it to me. The gay, go ahead and just do what you got to do and say your ignorant gay comments about me behind my back like y'all probably already doing. And so Mr. Cop Man said, you know what? You think you got everything right, but you don't have this right. Little do you know. And the way that he said that, I said, Mr. Sir, you got a little secret that you want to tell us too? Is you playing on Patrick's team as well? It kind of felt that way, but it could be something else. And it also could just be what we found out later on in the episode. Patrick also get a phone call, right? While he on the phone, what basically wound up happening is those two boys that was at the beginning, those two guys, they wound up calling Patrick because remember, I believe Adam had his phone number and that's who he was giving it out to. That's when he let Adam know that, I'm on your team or whatever. So if something goes wrong and you have a suspicion about something else pop off, just come to me with it, okay? Because we already know that those police officers, the regular ones, they're not going to give a damn because they haven't been giving a damn this whole time. And so the boys called and was like, listen, we stay out there on Fire Island and I'm pretty sure we just stumbled across a body, and they told them the address where it's at. And so at this point, he was like, okay, it's a good thing that you called me. Don't call anybody else, and I'll be out there as soon as I can. Next thing you know, he gets on the phone. We see Sam up in his apartment, and or I should say his little condo, his loft or whatever. Girl, he gets on the phone, and why is he calling Sam and saying they found the body? I said, wait a fucking minute. Wait a fucking minute. So the initial meeting that we saw Sam and Patrick have, so it was more to that when he said, I'll spill your tea. And it wasn't just, I'll spill your tea that you a gay cop. I'll spill your tea that, bitch, we know each other. I said, what the fuck? So, they keep on saying all this dark shit is around Sam. Bitch, so Sam is the killer? I said, what is happening? And Patrick is in on it too? Oh my God, what is going on? I said, wait a minute, I'm a little bit confused. Like, what is happening? Girl, at this point in time, I'm just like, Samuel, what's going on? Patrick had to make up an excuse. Well, not, let me backtrack a little bit. Henry, girl, it's episode 6 and I'm just now learning what the older guy that was in the brownstone that Gino was talking to. I'm just now learning his name. So he was sitting down on the park bench, right? Excuse me. He's sitting down on the park bench and then this mafioso dude, Italian dude or whatever, he's sitting down next to him. And I'm sitting here like, what's this? Is that your little man? You know what I'm saying? Because dude was saying some discriminatory stuff, some little homophobic words, but then he had to say, no offense. I said, offense taken. But basically, Henry been working with the mob, okay? So Henry like a little henchman. That's what he looked like, you know what I'm saying? He got his little connections. They got connections with him. And basically, he was like, this reporter dude that's putting out all this information or whatever about how the cops ain't worth shit or whatever is hindering our business. So you're messing things up not only for the NYPD, but you also messing things up with the mob because they got people that's in the NYPD that are, you know, working for them. So this is bad for business. So what you need to do, because it's putting a little strict eye on the fucking police. So what you need to do is you need to get that motherfucker under control. Or no. You need to take his ass out. I don't care how you do it, but you need to do it, okay? And I was like, oh shit. So Henry a little killer? I said, oh, Mr. Henry, you lived a long life and you got story to tell. I want to listen to all of them because what? I didn't put that past that man. I said, oh my God, I wouldn't have known. Meanwhile, we see Patrick back at the crib. He getting his stuff together. And Gino come in and was like, where you going? He was like, listen, I gotta go somewhere right quick. Finna go on a stakeout or whatever the fuck he finna do. Basically, he fucking lied to Gino, okay? And Gino just knew that he was lying, all right? And I was just like, oh my goodness. See, it's like everything that Barbara was saying about him being a liar and all this stuff is just coming into fruition because, again, he's lying to Gino about where he's going. He lied multiple times to his wife when he was out fucking niggas, okay? But, you know, here he go again, lying to Gino. Gino just so happened to say, you know what? I'm so tired of this. Let me look and see where he's going. He gets his bag. He goes outside and he goes across the street. Gino goes around the corner and watches him, you know, and I'm surprised Patrick didn't look back. I said, you're with Gino. Of course, he's an investigator. You know what I'm saying? That's what he does, you know, but he never looks back. But he goes across the street around the corner and he gets into a car. The car is who? Sam. And mind you, before he left out, Gino was like, so you finna go fuck somebody? Patrick was like, listen, I ain't got time to do all of that shit. As fucking stressed as my goddamn life is right about now, that is not even on the fucking repertoire, okay? That's just not it. Meanwhile, Gino comes back into the house, girl. Who's sitting there? Henry with his little pistol shooter. I said, oh my goodness, Henry, you not finna take Gino out. Not right here in his own apartment. And he was like, you should have had the door closed and I was able to come in. And he was like, you know, he got to take care of the situation, okay? And he was like, what the fuck? So you working for them? Of course, Gino is surprised, like, of course, finding out that somebody that was supposed to be cool with you, that was your source of information for right now, is so tied with the mob and all this stuff and deep into shit that you had no idea what's going on, okay? But, you know, at this point, he had to open Mr. Gino eyes to a lot of shit that was going on, okay? So, we get back to Patrick and Sam. They get to Fire Island, okay? And they go to those two boys. And of course they're a little suspicious, like, who the hell are y'all? Y'all sure that y'all cops? Sam acting like he was a cop. He was like, yeah, we're cops. I said, boy, where's your badge? I would have asked to see both their badges, but not just one. But you know, it was like, don't tell nobody else. It was like, you want to bring some other cops? No, we're not going to bring any other cops. This is just it, okay? So you guys can go. We'll take care of this whole situation. Don't let nobody else come over here. Cool. Come to find out, the place that they're at is at, Sam's beach house, right? So he was like, damn, it's been so long since I've been here. Like, I had so much fun when I was here. And Patrick was like, that was because you was high. It was like, it's a shame what happened to Poe Billy. He was like, also because you was high. And I was like, wait a minute. What happened? And who is what? Girl, they go outside and Patrick out there digging. They trying to find bones and bodies and shit. I said, what is happening? So y'all really out here killing people together? Like, what's going on? Girl, and while they was up there trying to figure out what's happening and shit, Gino and fucking Henry pop up. And Gino was like, yeah, so you killing people together? That's what y'all out here doing, huh? That's what y'all out here doing? So you lying to me? So you really the killer? I said, oh my God, what is happening? I said, Gino heart finna be crushed, okay? Girl, come to find out, no, Sam is not the killer. Well, they are somewhat killers, but it's accidental. It was very much accidental. We get into this whole backstory. It was like 1979. Basically, what wound up happening is what's his name? Patrick was getting off the ferry at Fire Island. He was lying to his wife, told her that he was about to go on a stakeout or whatever, and come to find out he was just going to Fire Island just to escape or whatever so he can be him. And so as soon as he got off the ferry, he walking down the street or whatever, and then there goes Sam. Sam spots him out, basically pull him over, all that stuff. And then it was another boy, or I should say another gentleman, his name was Billy. He's young, he's fresh, you know what I'm saying? He's from a city that very small, very closed-minded. So, you know, he's amongst people now, you know, that he can really be himself with no judgment. So Sam invites them over to his house. They having a little fucking party. You know, they having a good time. Baby Sam, and remember what I said in the last review about the judgments and the preferences and shit that happens all up in the gays. Remember what I said? No fats, no films. He said it was no fatties and no films. I said, oh my God, literally? You know, so you had to have a little muscle. You had to be a little masculine, just slightly, not so feminine, you know, in shape or whatever. And that's all that we saw. I said, where's the color? That's what I want to know, Mr. Ryan Murphy. I know this is like in the 1980s, earlys or whatever, but baby, where was the colors? I know we saw a little bit of Morris, okay? That was probably the only one that I remember, and then the little black boy that was on this episode, but where the rest of the colors? Because it wasn't just y'all whites. But I mean, I guess since it's from your perspective, that's probably what you hung around. I don't know. But I'm just saying, because New York is heavily, it's a melting pot. Okay, that's what I'm just saying. But, you know, it could have still been like a little bit of segregation or some shit. You know, a little discrimination or some shit that was going on. Could have been. But anyway, they was up in there having fun or whatever. Sam was catching, like, he was getting a little jealous. Because Patrick was spending a lot of time with little Billy. Okay? Girl, next thing you know, they on the floor dancing and everything outside. Doing and everything. Girl, Sam sitting there looking like this. I said, Sam, what you looking at? Baby, Sam was looking like Bianca Larson's character in Say the Last Den, like, watch me go bust this shit up. I said, oh, what you about to do, Sam? Sam had to come over there and get in on the phone with Patrick and Billy, get them their first ever bump of cocaine. I said, oh, so it was you, bitch. It was you. Girl, next thing you know, they having a little bit more fun. They howl, whatever. They go down to the basement. I said, Sam and his goddamn basements and his sex dungeon. Girl, he pulled this, I think it was a sheet on it or whatever, or it probably was already exposed. You turn the camera and you look around the corner, and it is this thing where you put your head through and your arms through. I said, bitch, that feels like medieval time, okay? And it feels like slavery. I don't want to do it, all right? You know, if you want to, that's fine, but Ashley won't be. I ain't bending over for nobody, okay? But he was like, so who gonna go first? Who gonna play the game or some shit like that? Mind you, he's still giving them cocaine. They all still getting high. And at this point, little Billy was like, bitch, I'll do it. I said you was gonna do it in the first place. I just wanted you to understand that. Sam was acting like you had a choice in this matter, but you chose correctly because that's what was gonna happen anyway. So, baby, I said, Billy, don't do this because they finna tell you, oh, they finna turn your asshole inside out, okay? It's gonna be talking back in different languages to them, okay? Girl, they had him in there. First of all, they put this hood on him, right? Leather hood. I said, just from looking at it, I said, how is he breathing? I said, where's the holes in this shit? Did I miss that or whatever? Baby, they put him in that thing, and he was cool or whatever. He was a little high too, because I think he was getting fed drugs as well, because Sam Soul and Show Enough was doing his drugs and giving it to Patrick. Patrick nose looked like a goddamn powdered donut, okay? Like he just did all of the fucking powder, bitch. And he was all up in old boy. Next thing you know, Sam up in him. Next thing you know, Sam and Patrick doing whatever the hell they doing with each other. Next thing you know, Patrick is up in old boy. Sam all up in Patrick's mouth and everything. It was just a lot of shit that was going on. They was tag teaming that ass. And I said, damn, Billy, tap the fuck out. Oh, at one particular point, Billy did tap out. He tapped all the way out and never could tap again, bitch. Sam just so happened to notice that he wasn't moving. Patrick was so fucking high, he didn't realize that he wasn't getting no pushback and Billy wasn't saying anything. So Sam had to pull Patrick up out of goddamn Billy and say, calm down, hold on. He pulled that fucking mask off, baby. Billy was dead, okay? So at this point, you know, everybody's freaking out. Patrick is freaking out because he's still a cop. He had to tell Sam that he was a cop. He was telling him, because he was like, don't call the cops, because I'm a cop. And if I get found out, you know, his secret and all that shit, plus he's married, you know, so of course he couldn't go that route. So this forced Sam to have to call Henry. Henry Intel comes and see what was going on. And his person that he gets to get rid of the body is who? Whiteley, the Mai Tai killer. I said, oh, wow. When I tell you 3 degrees, 6 degrees of separation, there we go. It's all in a motherfucking circle. So they didn't see him. The only person that knew what he looked like back then was Henry. So basically, it's like they got him under contract and Henry threatening him to go ahead and do this or whatever, or I tell your parents that you gay and all this shit. I was like, oh, why would you do that? You know, when gays be preying on gays, it's just disgusting. So of course, little Henry had to go ahead, not little Henry, but little Whiteley had to go ahead and chop the body up. And once he got through chopping the body up, instead of putting the pieces up in the barrel, he placed them like a regular body, you know. And then Henry comes up in there looking, and then here Whiteley up in his feelings, and he was like, "What's going on with you?" He was like, "It's just so beautiful." I said, "You're a little weird." Okay, you're a little weird. No, you're a lot of weird. Okay, you chopped up a body and you said it was beautiful. Okay, and so you know, at this point, we come back to the present, and of course, Henry is just like, well, they like, well, you know who he is, because at this particular moment, when Patrick was digging up most of the bones or whatever, he noticed how clean cut the bones were. And he said, whoever you got to do this has to be the killer out here, because everybody that we got and they had body pieces or whatever that we found, they were clean cut. So therefore, you need to give us whoever this was. And he was like, you know what? I can take you to him. At first, it was a little bit of resistance. You know, of course, Patrick wasn't going to go, but Gino was going to go with him. They had him calling, and he did get in contact with Whiteley. Mind you, Whiteley just got through cutting up them other 2 dudes. I said, God damn, Whiteley. God damn, okay? He said, bitch, a job is never done, all right? You know, so he doing his own side project, plus he got to do his side, this shit with the mob or whatever. Now, see, I didn't realize that he was still under contract until Henry said, you know, they want us to do a job. And he was like, oh, he was like, you got to, because he didn't want to, but he was like, you got to. And he was like, okay, fine. And he said, what's the address? He said, no, Henry said, give me your address. And he was like, give me your address, my address, give you my address. So what we're going to do is we're going to meet down at the bar, okay? And that gave it away that he knew something was up, you know what I'm saying, when he asked him what his address was. Instead of just telling him what the job was, right there on the phone, you asked him for my address, and at that moment, you know, his spidey senses went off like, yeah, something ain't right. So, of course, him and Gino, they go down there, back into the city, and they go to the bar. They trying to figure out who gonna do what. Gino, you gonna go up in there, you gonna kill. I'm not a killer. I said, boy, just sit up in the car, okay? Just sit up in the car and just make sure everything goes well. Girl, they go up into the bar. Henry sit down next to Whitey. He done had him a drink, and this is when Whitey really knew that he knew something was up, because when he had that drink, he said, he pushed that bitch away and he said, can I get a whiskey? Because it was one of the Mai Tais. He said, shh, can I get a whiskey? And it was like, okay, cool. I see what you just did. That confirms it again. Number 2, you know? And so at this point, he started telling him what it is. You know, it's about these two guys that having these two low lives. They haven't you know, paid their debts off or whatever. It was like, wait a minute, you know, DeMarco out here killing people over little debts and stuff like that, little loans and shit. Since when? He was like, you know, people got to do what they got to do. And it was like, this is the job that has to be done. So, okay, you going to do it. And he was like, you know what? I got to go to the John right quick. Do you mind? He said, you ain't never had to ask me to go to the bathroom. And so at this point, he goes to the washroom. And then what winds up happening? Once he gets into that bathroom, Henry goes after him. He goes in there, take his little gun out. And I said, Henry, you so damn obvious. You are so freaking obvious at this point. And I'm sitting here like, what? He is not in that bathroom. But oh, bitch, he really was in the bathroom, but he wasn't in the stall. And when he bust that door open, girl, Whiteley came behind him and stabbed him up in the neck. And I feel like he drugged him. That's what he did with a needle or whatever. You know, they was tussling for the gun or whatever, but then of course the medicine or whatever it is that he put up in him, it took effect, and the motherfucker was woozy as shit, bitch. And so he had to get the hell up out of there, and he come up out of there holding him like, my friend, he's just a little bit too much to drink. He can't hold his liquor. Let's get you home and let's get you bed and get you sleeping and everything. And so he leaves out, put him in the car. Next thing you know, we see Gino watching the whole thing go down. I said, Gino called the cops. Okay. Gino called the cops or some shit. Call Patrick. Baby, do something. Girl, he get in the car and he follows them. He follows them to his to the place where he's at. And I'm just sitting here like, oh my goodness, Gino, at this point, I just want you to sit back. Please, just fucking sit back at this point. Don't be super saver hoe. You already had your encounter with this man two times. This is about to be the third time, okay? I just want you to sit back and wait till backup shows up. And I said, damn, Mr. Henry gone at this point. Mr. Henry, I'm so sorry, sir. You're about to be gone, okay? But I believe that's the end. I feel like that was it. Baby, it's after 1 o'clock in the morning. It is 1:28, okay, girl? Ain't nobody... If I miss some stuff, y'all will put it down in the comments and I'll comment some stuff or whatever. But next week, they gonna find some of the shit that he was doing. So I'm sitting here like, since this is episode 6, how many episodes is this season? Is it gonna be just 8 episodes? Is it gonna be not 10 episodes? Because, like, they're probably gonna solve the case in the 7th episode. But then we also got to tie up the whole situation with the HIV, you know, situation, alluding to that. So, I don't know. Do y'all still think that Patrick probably is a killer? I still think something could possibly... Because something's just not 100% right with him. He's too full of secrets. But anyway, you guys tell me how you feel about it. You guys tell me your theories. And I will see you guys later. Oh, I get to come home tonight and just go to sleep. Well, not go to sleep, but just chill out for a couple of hours. Oh, thank God. I'm so glad I went on ahead and did this. I'll see y'all later. Peace.